Hi again, everybody. Here we are. We are going to study what I told you we are going to study, and that is the percents, decimals, and fractions, which I call the Illuminati triangle of math. That came about my first year when I had some kids that saw the triangle I put up there, and they thought that would be kind of a fun way to explain it. So I have a little eyeball right here just for kicks. So I have a triangle where I have put at the top of the triangle my percentage sign, and then I put the word decimal right here and the word fraction right here to show you that they are kind of all interchangeable. They are all connected to one another inseparably, so you can use each number as you see fit. Sometimes we like fractions, sometimes we would rather have percents, and sometimes we are kind of into the decimals. Just depends on what kind of number you want on the menu for the day. So I'm going to demonstrate with the fraction 3/4, and I have put my 3/4 on this side of the Illuminati triangle because up here I labeled it the fraction side. This is not scientific, but I thought I would at least show you how all these numbers are related. It's a different way to dress up the same number. Well, we know that 3/4 is our fraction, but we need a percent and a decimal. So what I did was I made an equivalent fraction and I put 75 over 100, which is 75 hundredths and 75%. All of these represent the exact same quantity. If I ask you for 75% of a dollar, you would give me 3/4. If I ask you for 3/4, you would again give me 3/4. If I ask you for 75 cents, you would again give me 3/4. The second one I have, I gave you a little start, and I want you to pause the video and see if you can figure out, given 7/20, which I put on this side of the triangle, what would the percent be and what would the decimal be? Alright, so if you pause the video, what you should have had, and you saw I made the equivalent right here, so I gave you a little head start. You have a 35% and you have a 0.35 or 35 hundredths. All of those numbers represent the same amount. If I ask you for 7/20 of a dollar, you would give me 35 cents. If I ask you for 35% of a dollar, you would give me 35 cents. If I said give me 35 hundredths of a dollar, you would again give me 35 cents. Right, no help here. Just go ahead and pause the video, see if you get this right. Okay, so when you look at this, you know that this is 6 hundredths. So 6%, and I wrote the 6 hundredths right here. The part that is going to be the sticker for many people is remembering they're both even numbers, they can be reduced. So think of all of those factors of 10 and of 100, and there are a lot of them. Don't forget the things like 25 and 20 and numbers like that, 50 and obviously in half. Go down by 2's if you want to. Go down by 4's if you have to. So 3/50 is the fraction that we are looking for. That was Will that just went behind me there. Hey Will, we're talking about the Illuminati triangle of math. Sorry.
I didn't learn about that.
So number 4 is going to be a little bit trickier. And that is because 8 doesn't pop up to the 100 very easily. In fact, it does not. So I want you to take a moment. We are going to put the fraction over here. So it's going to be 5/8. And let's talk about what to do when you have a number like this. It doesn't multiply to 100. So remember that this vinculum means divided by. So we are going to do 5 divided by 8. We are going to add the cows come home zeros, and we are going to do our long division. I'm going to pause the video. I'll do my arithmetic, you do yours, and see if you can figure out what the decimal is and then what the percent would be. Good luck. All right, well, this is how far I have gotten. It does go into 5.625 times, so I did put that right here, and I thought I would remind you when we are looking to make a decimal into a percentage, you just swoosh it 2 to the right. So if you're at 0.625 or 625 thousandths, it's 62.5 hundredths. So it would be 62.5%. A lot of times it is easier to go to the decimal before you figure out that percent, so you can just swoosh it and be done. All right, are almost finished. I would like you to write down the method we used for this top one. I think that would be helpful when you maybe get stuck on a quiz to figure out what do I do when I'm given kind of a wonky number like this. So our method is to divide the numerator by the denominator to find a decimal and when you are given a fraction. Then you will swoosh 2 to the right to find the percent, and you swoosh the decimal point 2 to the right to find that. I have another resource that I would like to show you that my previous classes found very, very helpful. And this is common percentages, decimals, and fractions. So I want to show you this so that when you come across them, you kind of can see how they are related. So this is, make sure you can see it better. For thirds, 1/3, like this, we're going to get a repeating decimal, and we would write that as 33.33%. If you're ever given 1/3, because remember that repeats. You just get 3s till the cows come home, and the cows never come home. You also can, for 2/3, you get a 0.6 repeating. That's your decimal. Remember the little hat? Then you would write that as 66 2/3%. Okay, fourths are kind of nice and easy because they work a lot like our money system, so quarters and halves and things like that. So a quarter, 0.25 is 25%, half, 0.5, that's the most commonly known one, 50%, 3/4, 0.75, or 75%. Fifths are also kind of fun. 20%, 0.2 is 1/5. 40% is 0.4, 2/5, 60%, 0.6, 3/5, 80%, 0.8, and that is 4/5. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have a little cheat sheet to see how these little trifectas work, and a lot of students have a hard time with thirds because they do not come out easily, and they're kind of end up being a wonky number. How do you convert that? You end up with a percentage plus a little fraction guy at the end. Feel free to use this little cheat sheet as you complete your assignment and your quiz. I hope this has made a lot of sense for you and you have enjoyed the Illuminati triangle of math. Good luck on your assignment. Please come to me if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to help.